This video will show you how to group data in a chart. In fact, most chart types are designed to group and aggregate data. Let's add a simple chart to see this. From the component panel, drag a chart component into the dashboard and resize as desired. You can represent the groups within a dimension either by using position on the X or Y axis or by using one of several different visual formats. For example, to display the different values, the different groups, in the category field by using the position on the X-axis, drag the category field onto the X-axis. This will display the different category groups on the X-axis. In the most common types of charts, a measure would then be added to the Y-axis. To do this, find the measure and drag the measure onto the Y-axis. This aggregates the totals for each category group, thus giving us a summed total for the category business, for the category educational, and so on. You can also create groupings by assigning visual formats to the different groups. For example, we might want to represent the year using color. To do this, find the date field in the dataset and drag the date field to the color region in the visual panel. This identifies the different groups in the date field by using color. Note that by default, the groups within the date field are constructed based on the year. To change the grouping level for a date field, press the Edit Dimension button next to the date field in question and supply a different value for the level property. The date field is now grouped by quarter. And now again by year. You can follow the same approach to identify the groups using shape. For a bar chart, the shape is the fill of the bars. Using size, for a bar chart, the size is the width of the bar. Or using text. The text provides a text label for the group. You can use multiple representations at the same time. The appearance of these visual formats will vary depending on the chart type. For example, while the size property for a bar chart is the width of the bar, the size property for a point type chart is the diameter of the point. Likewise, whereas the shape property for a bar chart is the fill of the bar, the shape property for a point type chart is the symbol representing the point. In all of these cases, the points that you see on the chart represent grouped data. To see the aggregated values for each of these groups, hover the mouse over a group to see the tooltip. The tooltip provides all the information about the particular group, the dimension values, as well as the measure values. To change the measure representation, either the aggregation method or the calculation method, press the Edit Measure button next to the measure that you want to modify. Here you can change the aggregation method, that is, the method by which a set of measure values is compressed down to a single value, for example, by summing the values together, by averaging, by taking the maximum, and so on. And you can also select the calculation method, the method by which the aggregated value is represented on the chart, for example, as percent of grand total, as percent change from previous, and so on. In some cases, you may want to create larger groups on the chart, for example, by combining together games and graphics into a single group. To do this, Shift-click or Control-click on the labels to select the labels that you want to combine into a larger group. Then right-click and select the Group option. Provide a new name for the group and press OK. The two groups are now combined into a single group. To ungroup the items, right-click again on the label and select Ungroup. Please see the other videos in this series for information on creating specific chart types that are useful to represent particular kinds of groupings. You can display hierarchical groups on a chart in a couple of different ways. First, you can simply place the hierarchical fields on the same axis. For example, the name field and the category field form a hierarchy. To display this hierarchical grouping on the chart, simply add the name field onto the x-axis next to the category. The chart now breaks out the groups based both on category at the top and the product name at the bottom. Each category displaying the data for the products within that category. Another approach to displaying hierarchical groups is by setting up a hierarchy on the chart. To do this, right-click on the chart and select Properties. Select the Hierarchy tab in the Chart Properties dialog box, and then specify the desired hierarchy. In this case, Category as the first level of the hierarchy, and then Name as the second level of the hierarchy. Note that you can specify multiple independent hierarchies. For example, if the chart was also breaking out groups according to region, we could add a second hierarchy that included the levels Region and State. When you've specified the desired hierarchies, press OK, and then observe that when you move the mouse over the chart, there is a drill down button that looks like a small plus. You can press the drill down button to expand to the second level of hierarchy, in this case expanding the categories to display the products within each category. To collapse the hierarchy, find the drill up button, which looks like a small minus, and press the button to return to the top level of hierarchy. Similar hierarchical grouping is available for dates. First, let's clear the existing hierarchy. And then let's place the date field on the x-axis. Note that when you move the mouse over the dates on the x-axis, there is a drill down button present. This drill down button is provided automatically for dates and allows you to drill down to different levels of date granularity, different date groupings. The first drill down taking us to the quarter level, the next drill down taking us to the month level, and a third drill down taking us to the day level. As before, to drill back up, press the desired drill up button to return to the higher grouping level. To obtain more control over this drill down, for example, to restrict the drill down to just the year and month level, you can follow the same procedure that we used earlier. Right-click on the chart and select Properties, choose the Hierarchy tab, and then explicitly set up the date hierarchy. Drag the date field once to define the first level of the hierarchy, in this case the year level, and then drag the date field a second time to define the second level of the hierarchy, in this case the month of year level. Press OK to save the hierarchy. The drill down button on the date field now takes us from the year level directly to the month level, but no further. Again, to drill back up, press the drill up button at the top of the chart.